Hello, Mr. Asif. Thank you for agreeing to speaking to UCM, Uncensored Collective Media. Money can be confusing, especially with all the advice and tips online. Some things are true, some things are just hype, and it's not always clear how to start building your own financial future. We're curious about how people think about money, make decisions, and stay smart with their finances. Your answers will help us show what matters most when it comes to managing money, investing, and making choices that match your goals and values, all in a way that's real and relatable. Mr. Asif, please introduce yourself.
See, basically, I'm Asif Rehan Khaleel from Bangalore. I've been working in the financial industry for the past 22 years, and I have been managing clients' money and also improving myself by being relevant to myself and plus the client, so that we build wealth in the coming years. And I have been pretty much successful in this by following, and even the economy has supported me very well. And Indian economy, and as well as their way of mutual fund, which I deal with, basically as my core financial advising, has done well for myself and my clients. So basically, what I have learned from my experiences, the clients who actually have patience, like for example, people buy gold, people buy real estate, they never think of selling them. They buy for a future generations or to enjoy the outcome of having an asset. That feeling is not there in stocks. Stocks, people think it's a quick money, but it's the same thing like an asset where you invest for a lifelong or for your retirement or for something which you can fall back on when you require it the most. As it's important to have a physical concept like real estate and gold and silver, the same way you need to have a financial asset, because physical asset sometimes is very tough to sell. Like you want to sell a house today, you may have to go through a process of 6 months or 8 months, or if it's very premium, might be a month's time for you to do the registry and all those stuff. But financial assets like FDs, bonds, paper gold, paper silver, so it takes just a click of a button right now. So it has more power of giving you a monthly income or a quick resolution to your problem than having to face a step-by-step process of selling it. But people who have stayed with me for such a long time, they have reaped the benefit of being patient. And it's not that they gave me wealth immediately. It started very, very small. So you have to build a small, but the only thing what I want to tell you is have patience, discipline, and belief in what you do. So it can't be with a tweet you have to react. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That is not a financial advice. A tweet can't tell you you will be doing something good or something bad with that one. So it can be something they have created for themselves for their own benefit. So something news is not to be completely believed in. Only thing you need to believe in the maths. That's what I tell my clients. The time you start, you get some NAV allotted to you. There will be a price which you have been entered. Try to bring down that purchase price.
Okay.
So whenever there is a fall in the market and you have some liquidity with you, do not panic and see how can I sell and come out. That should be the time you have to buy. Like Warren Buffett says, when people panic, the time you have to be buying. When people are buying, you have to be panic. I can guide you going forward.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So I have a few questions for you today. Let me start with, how can financial mentors make money topics more relevant to today's youth?
See, basically today's youth are more enthusiastic and they want fast money. So if you look at India's growth story today, there are so many youngsters started working today are not going towards FD. They're not going towards bonds. They're not going towards real estate. They are looking at a demat account to be opened through Grow or Zerodha, which has become the norm today. And they start investing and they want immediate money. So do not play with something which you are not owning it, like FNOs, like your crypto, like other things which you can think is fast money. Gen X thinks that you're going to make money there. If that was the case, the guy who is making you money will be making double of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So don't be greedy is what I'm saying. So the same way, when you do any investment, try to own it rather than just trying to make money out of it. So whatever you do, might be you like gold, you buy gold. You like silver, you buy silver. You buy bond, please buy bond. FD also you want to buy stocks. You buy 1, 2, 5, but try to own it. don't try to sell buy in a very short time period so that you get loans on that, or somebody is offering you a credit line on that to buy and sell. Don't go into the fast money. There's no shortcut. If that was there, I could have been the most successful guy in the world, because of everything what I know in 22 years. I could be making is a click of a button. But till date, I have not done any NFO transaction, nor I have encouraged my clients to do that.
That's really interesting. Thinking about that, I'm curious, like, what's one misconception about investing or saving that you'd like to debunk?
See, the most myth about it is I would like to withdraw.
Yeah.
So I say keep a timeline to that. Timeline in the sense like you have something in mind like a house. Do not try to short sell and again re-enter. Try to make wealth in one asset, and you're okay with that asset, have you've derived what you wanted from that investment. Try to go to a different class. Like for example, you wanted to save something for your marriage or for your education, even buying a house or a car. The time you know that your number has been hit, kindly redeem the money, kindly use that money and buy what you want, because you have to live life also. It's not only about saving. Like you want to travel every 2 years, or you want to have a house, you want to have a car, you want to have a good lifestyle, you want to enjoy. So try to keep some budget savings towards that also. And when you withdraw the money, do not, we call it as churning, like withdraw from one equity and put into one equity, or withdraw from debt, put it into equity. There is no money making scheme in that. So basically what you need to do as a financial advice to you is, whenever you have in mind something, you try to save it for that. The time you achieve it, you take a call on that. You want the compounding to take more effect, or you want to take this money and enjoy to whatever you have in your mind.
Okay, building on that idea, what kind of freedom or lifestyle are you looking or working towards?
See, first thing which you need to have is, don't get tied up to one place. Like a real estate, for example, will tie you down to one place. As you're young, try to create wealth and freedom for you to travel across, see the world, go for 2 years, 3 years. You can go, because you have two things in mind: financial freedom as you're earning, and health, which is your biggest wealth. Is what my advice to you youngsters is. And
Switching gears a little, what motivates your financial journey?
see, my financial journey has been very enthusiastic with the struggling. So when you meet a totally different person, okay, a new guy, he, to win his trust, that has to show more on in your words and the way you portray it. First, you need to believe in what you're selling. That's what my first advice to you is. If I know I've been selling a product, I need to believe in that product first. So that conviction should be there in you, that this is what should have been for me. But might be I'm not so financially secure like how I met the client. He will be more richer than me. So I am trying to explain to him that this is something you need to own, keeping in mind the future. So that is what you need to start as, believing in your own product, but before you start selling it. So question the manufacturer as much as you can to make yourself convinced that you want to sell this product to your clients, that they will get a best advice what I can give you as a financial expert. So try to believe in whatever you try to sell to your clients, because that is where an unknown person will start believing in you.
What kinds of trends or misinformation worry you the most about money conversations online?
See, basically, we didn't have any online portal the time I started. Basically one-on-one, and people were very fearful of markets. First misinformation what people carry is, you need to take out that misinformation from their mind by telling them, okay, regulations is what we follow, not the company's face or what the company is saying in their punchlines. That is just to attract people. So follow the regulations and see why is there misinformation. The most of misinformation comes from the over advertisement. That is not true everywhere. Misinformation basically comes from over advertisement of a single product. And whatever information comes to you, please cross verify with whatever literature or whatever people whom you deal with as a manager or your heads up, to know what they're trying to missell or miscommunicate, or trying to tell you something which is unbelievable. That is where you win the game.
Switching gears a little, what kind of social responsibility should one have while taking wealth tips and advice online?
So first we need to be non-greedy. The advisor should be non-greedy. I should not be greedy about what I'm getting by selling this. I should be more greedy on knowing what my client gets if he buys from me this product. So if you do the first step of being customer first, is when you actually have a win-win situation every time you sell something. I'll tell you one Hindi phrase: "Chat bhi meri, pat bhi meri, anta mere baap ka." That means when you flip a coin, you get heads. That belongs to me. If it comes tails, it belongs to me. If the coin stands straight, it belongs to my father. So every time the coin comes to his pocket only. So you get a lot of these products in the market where, as an advisor, they try to entice you first, then the customer. To see how much is for you, how much is for the client, how much is for the company. So that is your first scrutiny as an agent or as an advisor, that you cross-check. And then comes the second part of convince about the product, and then comes the selling part. So follow this first 3 steps. I think things will be in place and you'll be in a, this is my field knowledge, it's nothing to do with science or something with, it's my belief that I have done this for myself.
Now let's talk about another side of money. Have you ever faced a situation where earning more money conflicted with your personal ethics? How did you handle it?
The time you're enticed for a more amount of commission is where your first red flag comes into picture. There's something not in for my client. So anytime you come across something like a real estate guy giving you that, okay, I'm selling this property, a market rate is 2%, for example, in India, or 1% if it's more than 1 crore of deal. That is how the commission is given in real estate. If somebody will give you 10% for that matter, okay, that itself says that something is wrong. Or he is selling overpriced the product, and because he is not giving from his pocket. Never think that the guy who's offering you a product is giving from his pocket. He might be spending initially from his pocket, but his recovery is from the customer or from you, where he has promised something and he may not give you after 3 months. So a lot of Ponzi schemes, which is problematic from the day one, or some real estate which has a problem in the land dealings, which has converted to just to make sure that everything feels good. Or he may have a plan to build a property and stop it in between and then encash whatever is made without commitment. All these people will give you higher things. Like, people are greedy. The people who are greedy will always fall for this. Always look at the red flags. Yes, it may doing good business. At the end of the day, they have to give taxes and then they have to give the profits. And in the profit, no company just sits and distributes it. Even my father and mother will ask me before giving me 10 rupees where I was going to spend it. So this is the first thing which you need to come to mind. What your parents have taught you and what you are doing it. If somebody is giving you free money by enticing you in a lot of commissions, he's not the guy who's distributing money.
Finally, I'd love to hear, how do you continue to educate yourself financially? What tools, mentors, or habits do you rely on?
See, basically we have meetings. As you join this industry, every month around 5 to 10 meetings are aligned by all AMCs. There are around 30 to 40 AMCs in India right now. So all of them invite us to have some insights of what they are doing. So we come to know, we go for these meetings, we get updates one-on-one. So we don't basically have all information from media, nor from articles coming out from each and every Instagram YouTuber, because I heard one YouTuber say very clearly that don't put 50 lakh in one FD, put 5 lakh into 10 FDs. You get 50%, because everybody will give you 5%. Look at the logic. So there are a lot of people who talks like this. Okay, 5% is what you get at the end of all 10 FDs only. But he's trying to confuse or convince. So a lot of people try to confuse you. It's believable, no? 5%, 5 lakh, 5% to 10 FD. You get 50%. But it's a half knowledge. It's basically 5% only is what you get of the 50 lakh. You put one time or you put 5 into 10. So don't believe everything what you see. So even YouTubers today are paid money to tell you something. So never believe that everybody who's there, who you believe as an idol, is going to guide you. He is a human at the end of the day. God doesn't speak. So you have to use your senses. God has given us 5 senses. Use all of them. Don't shut any one of them. You have to actually have the channi, you call it as, na, where you get information and then you take out that particle that is not belonging to you. So that will come to you only by
Thank you for
experience.
spending some time with us today and for your insightful advice. I'm sure
Sure.
this will benefit several youngsters who are going to be watching this video.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.